Through the meadow. The students were here early, eager and ready to go, and I'm just so impressed with seeing them work with children in the way that they wrote about in real life. So seeing them make accommodations for children that maybe have a shorter attention span or struggle to hold the crayon, and just making gentle changes to their lesson plan so that all the children feel successful is really impressive to see in real life today. They put a lot of effort because as soon as they knew that they were working with real children and not just presenting in class, every single one of my students just put 10 times more effort than they maybe would have had to, because they knew that this is real life and real children are going to benefit from this, and it's just been wonderful to see it come to life.
So my project was Love is Family, and we were making a heart where we discussed all the different types of family members and who lives with who in each house. So the goal was for the children to be able to experience the fact that families are composed of many different things and not just mom, dad, and children. That Ms. Sheila's Teaching to Life, it really helps us be exposed to the children and how they're working and what they're doing. So it's very helpful to be able to see the kids and how they'll respond to whatever ideas you're coming up with, because you're able to put what you're learning to practice, and that's very helpful.
Is your project?
Where one of my goals for the class is I want students to be aware of some of the current issues in children's publishing, and one of those is the We Need Diverse Books movement, which is really only the latest blip in a very long history of activism to try and think about diversity in children's books.
From our point of view, the way we looked at it is when you're selecting materials for any organization, you have a limited number of people that actually select the materials. So the more kind of heads you can get involved in selection of materials for your general population, the better your collection is going to be.
When I sat down with Jason, he immediately said, oh, well, you don't have to have them do an imaginary shelf. You could have them construct a real shelf.
And the students are closer in age to our general patronage, so it makes it easier for them to kind of think of what someone younger than me would want to read. So it really helped us out.
We've been studying the diversity in children's books and really analyzing them and seeing what goes into making them and publishing them, and pretty much just like the process of children's literature.
When I was looking for like diverse books, I was looking about like different cultural backgrounds and like ethnic backgrounds and like gender identity and stuff. So some of the books that I had found were really informational, but they weren't like super fun to read. So when I was reading them, I was like, okay, this is boring. I stopped midway and I was like, a kid wouldn't want to read this. And we talked about that in class, like how can a book be delightful and instructional, and like where's the fine line for that.
And finding like bilingual books was sometimes challenging. So I mean, we talked about it in class, but it's not something you can really experience until you actually go out there and realize how limited, these books are for children. So I thought that was really eye-opening, and just being able to contribute to the community and like helping the library add new books to their shelves and expand the children's learning was a really cool experience.
Yeah, diver right there.
You see it. Very good.
Wow, those are big teeth.
Very large.
So basically we'll have about 18 to 20 books that we didn't have before, that we were able to get strictly because of this program.
Like going
known we were going to come here for probably a few months now, so we've done a lot of like teaching lessons to the other classmates in our class and did a lot of lesson planning. You don't know when you get here what like the behavioral status of the kids is, if they're going to listen to you, if they're going to enjoy what you're doing, if like, because there's such a generation gap that you don't know like what they're involved with and what their interests are.
So that's this middle spaces with F. What comes after F in the alphabet? G. So that's the next line.
That's your C note. Good job. All right, you go next, G. So what note do you have? I took the music education program last spring, and that was a brand new program. Ellen had never taught it before, and this is the first time we've actually been able to come and do some outreach with the kids. So when I took the class, it was a very much different course. Everything we did was very like theoretical in class. Teaching lessons that we could put to good use outside of the class, but never actually getting that hands-on experience with it. And as the course develops and grows and gets better each year we do it, we get to do more outreach. So being able to apply what I learned last semester and this semester in a real setting has been really awesome. Let's go over the names of all of our lines again. So does everybody remember the trick? I mean, I think it's really great that we're partnering with a group that's so close to home, you know, in Holyoke, and I think it's great that we're giving back to our community locally. And to have that connection here with Ellen and the Boys and Girls Club, I think it's really great to have. It offers an experience that I don't think other schools all have.
You need to know your course material, and you need to know how to teach it several different ways to try and get through, like doing different activities, one that engages visual and some that engage like hands-on and artistically, because everyone learns differently. I actually have thought about coming back after to do some volunteer music work with them.